Heaven and hell is not Netflix subscription that will expire in 30 days. Heaven and hell is eternity. It's forever. It's not 100 years. It's not 200. It's not 300. It's not 500 years. It is forever. This present life is a grain of rice compared to an entire bag of rice. You know, this life is that tiny. It's a tiny fraction of the forever life that God has prepared for us. And rapture is not going to wait for your alarm clock. So let's live a life that glorifies God now. Everyone knows that we're in the end times, and a lot of the signs and the things that the Bible says we should look out for have all happened. The question is this: are you preparing yourself? Because truthfully, the forever life is the most important life. Let us not have regrets. If you ask me, I'll say people who don't believe in God, wouldn't you rather live like there's heaven and die and realize that there isn't, than to live a life that like heaven doesn't exist and die and realize that it actually does? Eternity is not something we should play with. Eternity, it's a very, very, very long time. So while we're chasing vibes and while we're chasing likes on earth, let's live a life that glorifies God in the meantime. There's something the Bible says, David says in Psalms, he said, teach me to number my days, that I may bring you a heart of wisdom. And he says, search me and examine me, O Lord, if there is any evil way in me, and lead me in the path everlasting. Even David was conscious of the fact that there's something called heaven. And these are the kind of prayers we should be praying, because Jesus is definitely coming. The same way the prophecy of Jesus coming to earth and being born was prophesied in the Old Testament and eventually came to pass, so also will his second coming eventually come to pass. The question is when, but I can believe it is not very far from now. I don't know how far, but I know that we are in the end times. So why don't you live prepared, knowing that eternity is not something you can risk? Rapture is imminent and it can happen anytime. Be ready. Get your family ready. If you're not praying for salvation for them, start praying. Rapture is near, and it won't happen on your own alarm clock. Although I wish it would happen while I'm sleeping. Imagine waking up in heaven. Nice. Think about